click the link below or go straight to mr.locario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber, and this subscriber sent a donation. So thanks for your donation. And remember, guys, if you want to guarantee that your question will be answered, make sure you click the link below and send a donation. So this one says, hey, what's up, Mr. Locario? So I'm trying to get women solely for sex. I'm pretty bad, or at least I think I am, at approaching and bagging women. I usually don't know what to do, and I tend to just ask for the number. Is there a certain way I should come off, or is it okay to just ask random questions, then ask for the number? Also, is it okay to be bold/blunt when talking to them when they are a stranger? Lastly, how do I say to them, I want to have sex without being rude or too aggressive? I need help. All right. So this is the thing, man. So guys, make sure y'all get up on the Bad Boy membership. Okay. Go to badboymembership.com because I have programs talking about stuff like this. I have programs on flirting, building sexual tension, seducing women, sleeping with women the first day you meet them, stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I break it down on the membership, right? But what I'll do is for this video, right, is, I'll just give you a more simplified version of some of the stuff on there, right? And basically is this, right? So if you're approaching girls and you just want to have sex, you ain't really trying to go on no dates, you're not trying to do a bunch of like stuff like that, and you want to make this happen fast, or as fast as possible, right? One of the main things that you need to do, whether you're approaching a girl in the street, you're approaching a girl at a bar, club, lounge, event, or whatever, right? You need to see if this woman is sexually interested in you, right? Or if she's showing signs that she at least might be sexually interested in you, right? Because what happens is that you'll never really 100% know until you're having sex with a woman if she's sexually interested in you. But there are signs where it's more than likely she is sexually interested in you, right? So that's the first thing you have to figure out when you're interacting with these women, right? Because this is the thing. If you're in a situation where you give a girl your number or get her number, or you exchange numbers, however you want to do it, right? Where y'all exchanging contact info to, let's say, see each other on a later date. Let's say you hollering at a girl in the street and y'all talk for a little bit and then y'all exchange numbers, right? Just you exchanging numbers doesn't necessarily mean that this woman is sexually interested in you. And you aren't going to know unless when you're interacting with her, you're flirting and building sexual tension. You understand? So what it needs to happen is that there needs to be flirting. There needs to be sexual tension being built so that you can see if she's responsive to you and she's sort of reciprocating that same interest. Then you say, hey, take my number, or let me get your number, whatever, however you want to do it, right? Because see, what happens is a lot of times what you guys do is you go up to a girl, you just, say, hey, what's up? And you say some random stuff. Like you were saying, should I ask random questions, right? Nah, that's not really the thing that's going to get you to the point where you're going to get sex fast. The thing is, you go up to, a lot of y'all go up to girls, you just start saying random stuff, and then you say, oh, can I get your number? We should like hang out or whatever, right? And the girl will give you the number. But you have no idea that this girl is sexually interested in you. You understand what I'm saying? You have zero idea if this girl might be sexually interested in you. Why? Because you did not build sexual tension or flirt in this situation to get a reaction out of her to see if she's sexually interested in you. Right? Now, there are certain situations where it's easier to do this than others because, for example, it's easier to see if a woman is sexually interested in you if you're, let's say, at a bar and you have more time to talk to her because she's standing there at the bar talking to you, versus if you just randomly stop a girl in the street, you understand what I'm saying, and she's on her way somewhere and you only had like a minute to really go back and forth with her before, you exchange numbers or whatever, right? So at the bar, at the club or whatever, or something like that, you probably have a little bit more time to see and also build that sexual attention, right? Now, in the street, you can still flirt and do certain things to see how she's going to be, responsive to what you're saying, right? But you have less time. But either way, you have to interact with her to see if this woman is sexually interested, because again, you guys are going to be out there, giving out your number, getting numbers from girls who just kind of like gave you the number or just took your number, and you don't really have any idea, or you don't really see any signs that she's, sexually interested. And so therefore you might, let's say for example, within a day, you gave 5 girls your number, or you got, 5 girls numbers or whatever it is. And, out of those 5 girls, right, you didn't really build any sexual attention. You weren't flirting, really. You understand? You just kind of talking, and he's like, hey, let me get your number. And they all gave you the number, but there's no signs. You didn't do anything to create any situation to where they can show you that there's interest. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, for example, let's say I go up to just random people and I'm like, hey, how's it going? They're like, oh, I'm good. And I'm like, so how's the weather? And they're like, oh, it's nice out here. And yeah, it's cool. The weather's great. And so where you from? And they're like, oh, I'm from, here. And, I've been born and raised. And I'm like, oh yeah, me too. I'm from Brooklyn. And I'm like, hey, you seem cool. We should like exchange numbers and hang out. Right now, that's all I did. Now, let's say my goal is to get people to buy my book. Right. So then let's say I have these regular platonic conversations, just regular conversations about nothing. And I get all these people's numbers, or I give them my number or whatever it is. And then I hit these people up, or these people hit me up to, hang out. And then I say, oh, by the way, I got this book, you should buy. Do you want to buy this book? And the person's like, I'm not really, and another person's like, nah, I don't really want it. I don't really want that, whatever. Right. I'm like, man, why am I having such a hard time getting people to buy my book? Right. And it's because when I was talking to them, I didn't do anything in the situation to see if these people were interested in my book. You understand what I'm saying? Before I got their information to hit them up. So now, if I was to, do it differently, and I approach someone and I say, hey, what's going on, bro? And they're like, oh, what's going on? I'm chilling. And like, oh, so what you up to today? Nothing, just hanging out. I'm like, yo, it's a nice day today, ain't it? They're like, yeah, it's real nice. Yo, this chicks out here is bad, right? Like, yeah, man. He's like, so, and I say, so, what's up with you and these women, man? Like, how much chicks you getting out here? And he's like, I ain't really getting too many girls. I've been listening to guys on YouTube talking about being on your purpose and getting your money up, and I've been trying to do that and it's not working. And I'm like, word? And he's like, yeah, man, like all these like alpha male guys and all these red pill guys are telling me that, about hypergamy, and I'm just trying, and I'm like, word? And he's like, I'm like, listen, you know what? Matter of fact, would you be interested in like, really learning how to get bitches? And he's like, yo, that sounds great. And I'm like, well, listen, take my number down, and here's, let me get your number, and I'll hit you up tomorrow, or hit me up, and then we'll set some up, and I'll hook you up with this program or whatever. Right now, when I hit this guy up, or he hits me up, however, goes, right? He's hitting me up off of the premise of him being interested in getting the product. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is that it's more likely that I'm going to be able to sell him my book or my product because he's already shown interest. You understand? So when you guys, approach these women, right? You have to see if there's some sort of interest. So for example, let's say I'm at a bar, at a club, or at an event, right? And, I go up to the chick or whatever, and I'm, talking to her back and forth a little bit. And I say, I'm like, yo, man, you got some pretty ass eyes, yo. Like, Jesus Christ, I can't even stare at you like correctly. I'm like, God damn, you know what I mean? And so I'm saying all this stuff, and she's blushing and shit. And she's like, oh, I bet you say that to all the girls and yada, yada, yada. And then, and so I'm like, listen, I want to give you my number, but I ain't got time to be dating and stuff, but it's something about you. I want to, have some fun with you. You look like you would really be fun. Listen, I want to give you my number, and I want us to like get together and hook up sometime. You understand? Like, how does that sound? Right. And then she's like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I mean, we could definitely do that. You understand? And then now I give her my number and I take her number, whatever it is. And then now what happens is it's more likely that I'm going to be able to hook up with this girl and have sex with this girl because she's giving me her information, right? Off of the premise of me flirting with her. And she's showing that interest. She's reciprocating that interest by flirting back and telling me certain things. Right now, if you're in the street, right, and you have a limited amount of time, right, you can do the same exact thing, but just quicker. And this is where compliments and being in sort of like saying sexual things up front can help. Because if you hollering at a girl in the street and you have like a minute, because let's say she's on her way somewhere, you understand what I'm saying? And she's, people just going by doing their thing, right? You can still do the same type of, thing and have that same type of vibe, but you just do it quicker. And then you basically give her your number or take her number after you see that she's showing the interest based off of what you're saying, right? So let's say you're in the street and you see a chick and you see her coming toward you, and then you sort of like walking toward her and you say, hey miss, hold on, stop a second. Listen, I had to stop you because I thought you were sexy as hell. You're the sexiest woman I've seen all goddamn day. And she's all laughing and blushing. She's like, oh my God, what are you talking about? No, listen, miss, I gotta go, and I know you busy too, but what I want to do is, right, I don't want to BS you. I'm not trying to, take you on a bunch of dates. I don't want to do a bunch of romantic stuff, but I want to be real with you. Like, you, for some reason, I got this feeling you turning me on so much. What I want to do is I want us to exchange numbers, and then we should get together sometime and have some fun. And then she's smiling and shit. She's like, oh, okay, like, let's do that. Right. So now she's giving you the number, or you're getting her number or giving her your number, whatever. And she's cooperative with that off the premise of you telling her, hey, I just want to hook up. Hey, I think you're sexy. Hey, I want to, you understand? So you're not asking her random questions. You're not saying whatever. You're sticking to flirting and building sexual tension and seeing how she's responding to it. And then you give her the number. So imagine you're doing this multiple times to multiple different women. Now, every woman that you do this to is not going to hit you up. Every woman that you do this to, if you hit them up, they're not going to respond. But what happens is that the ones who are responding, guess what they're responding to? They're responding to you from the premise of you and her hooking up. You and her getting sexual. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you approach women when you want to really make shit happen, or you're just trying to get some sex and you're trying to make that go down. It's really about you being able to flirt, build that sexual tension, see how responsive she is to you, and then, hooking it up like that. See, even if you're at a bar or something, right? And, you're in a situation where it's like, Friday, Saturday night, that type of vibe. You don't even have to exchange numbers. You could make the shit happen that night in most cases, right? You building that sexual tension, you flirting, you say, yo, let's get out of here. Let's go back to my place, because she's already responding to you positively by you flirting and building the sexual tension. You understand? Now, that could also happen in the street if just randomly you meet some girl who ain't got shit to do and you ain't got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all go on sort of like an instant date, or y'all just kick it for a little bit and then you go take her back to your place. That could also happen. But it's more likely that'll happen more at a bar club scene because, everybody's there for that situation, for that reason. But all I'm saying, guys, is that you have to build that sexual tension, flirt, have that type of energy, see if she reciprocates it, and then that's when you hook it up. Now, what's going to happen sometimes too is that you're going to flirt and try to build that sexual tension, and she's not going to be responsive to that. So guess what? If she's not responsive to that, then there's no reason to give her your number. There's no reason to take her number, right? So if you holler at a girl in the street and you say all that slick stuff, but she not biting, she not really about it, she's kind of standoffish, she's like, oh, I don't know, I got a boyfriend, I'm not really trying to do that or whatever, then it's like, all right, cool, well, have a good night, have a good day, right? Same thing for in the club, at the bar, whatever. You trying to flirt with the girl and she's being kind of wishy-washy, standoffish, she's not being receptive to you, flirting and build that sexual attention. All right, cool, you have a good night, right? But all it really is you putting yourself out there, flirting, building that sexual tension, seeing if she reciprocates, and then you go in that direction and keep it pushing. All right. So that's pretty much it. Listen, guys, if you have any questions, click the link below and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Click the link below and get your bad boy gear. Get the t-shirts, Submissive Women Are Sexy, Binary as Fuck, and I'm God to These Hoes. Click the link below to get your bad boy gear today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below.